we look at the boats warming up for Heat 1A, it is wet on the course, underneath the boats, and on top.
In lane 1, it'll be Chip Hanauer and Miss Budweiser. Lane 2, it'll be the Pizza Time XI with Nate Brown at the wheel. Lane number 3, it'll be Miss Rock, driven by Mark Evans. His brother Mitch will be right next to him in the Mill Bay Casino, the U3 in lane 4. In lane 5, Ken Muscatel and Computers and Applications. Outside of him, it'll be the Cascade Homes, driven by the owner for this heat, Mike Jones. He'll be the start boat on the outside, and trailing is going to be the Appian Renegade with Tom Henley. As they come down, Tom Henley does not make the starting field. We're down to a 6-boat fleet.
And as the green flag flies to start the race, it is going to be Miss Budweiser in lane number 1, who's going to take the lead going down in the first corner of this course. Miss Budweiser with Chip Hanauer last week had a very rough time of it, did not take a win all day long. He wants to start it out right if he possibly can. At this point, he is your leader.
Dick, as they come down the back chute here on Lake Washington, look at all the boats that are tied to a log boom. They're moored right there. They pay for that privilege, and it's a great place to watch a race.
And rain or no rain, they're going to be out there partying and having a good time and cheering for their favorite boat. And those that are cheering for the Miss Budweiser right now have good reason to. Pizza Time X-Side is trying to catch up. That's Nate Brown, who returned to the circuit last week in Pasco, Washington. Look how light the Miss Budweiser is. Now you can look back at second place, then again up to first. Miss Budweiser gets a good run down the straight, but at rough points on the course, she literally launches off and stays flat parallel to the water to settle back down in.
If they didn't have these canopies, they wouldn't be running here. In the olden days, without the canopies, if a driver ran in a rain like this at over 150 to 160 mile an hour on the straightaway, those raindrops would be like BBs in the face. But those canopies now, with the Rain-X and everything else, dissipate the water. They can see, they can run.
Right now, the leader is the Miss Budweiser. As you look at Chip Hanauer negotiate another turn and gets a little bit loose down there, but you notice he's not backing off it at all. Second place is the Pizza Time X-Side boat. Third is Mark Evans. Mark is having a good ride in the KISW Miss Rock, but the best ride of the day so far is going to go to Chip Hanauer and the Miss Budweiser.
Our Zodiac lap speed for Miss Budweiser is at 145 mile an hour.
Boy, a rough ride for Ken Muscatel in the Computers and Application boat. He is really bouncing around out there. This is probably the heaviest boat in the fleet. It is the piston-powered boat owned by Ed Cooper and Ed Cooper Jr. Mitch Evans riding in 5th place in that boat. And there you can see the stretch of the field looking down through a rainy sky here in Seattle.
Another hometown boy brings his boat to Miss Budweiser around corner number 4. The checkered flag is waiting for Chip Hanauer.
And, of course, Chip, being from the Seattle area, has got to be very happy with the win in his hometown. But the guy in second place probably isn't too disappointed either. There you see Pizza Time X-Side, second place to Nate Brown, who had second places last week and is continuing the momentum.
And here's the Fruit of the Loom scoreboard after Heat 1A, showing the Miss Budweiser, Pizza Time, Nautilus X-Side Battery, Miss Rock, Computer Applications, Mill Bay Casino, Cascade Homes in that order.
And the rookie driver, Tom Henley, who had a good week last week, is having a tow back into the pit area.
Chip, welcome home racing in the rain. How's the boat ride?
It needs some improvement, so we'll keep working. Hopefully we'll have a, better boat in the final.
Bernie, Roger Penske would have gone to his rain tires by now.
Yeah, he would have, but we don't have them here. But anyhow, we're in Seattle, so we love it.
A win in the pocket for the Budweiser crew. Still looking for a win, the Smokin' Joe's crew. Mark Tate and crew chief Jim Lucero. As we get ready, we'll be back. He is now on the course in the Pecos American Dream, as you can see right there, coming up on the outside of the camel-powered Smokin' Joe's. Here's your lineup. T-Plus engine treatment, Steve David, the owner Jim Harvey. Smokin' Joe's, Mark Tate in lane 2, Steve Woomer, the owner of that boat. In lane 3, Dave Vilwalk, the man you just met in Pecos American Dream, owned by Fred Leland. DeWalt Tools, Mike Hansen, the boat owned by the city of Madison, Indiana. Next to him in lane 5, the U50, KMPS presents Chaplin's Bellevue Volkswagen, Scott Pierce. And on the outside is the Miss Elam Plus, Ken Dryden in the U16. Boats coming down for the start of Heat 1B. As you can see right off the bat, there goes the green flag, and there goes Smokin' Joe's. Right off the bat, Smokin' Joe's is trying to take the lead away from Pecos American Dream. Pecos is challenging on the outside. That's Dave Vilwalk. On the inside, back in 3rd place, and in a bit of a battle with the boat far to the outside, he can't even see because of the rooster tails, is the T-Plus, Stephen David.
As we look at Mark Tate of the Smokin' Joes, the last race he won 4 out of 4 heats, had a perfect day and took over the National High Point lead, and he's well on his way to his 5th consecutive heat victory with his first win here today.
And we might say that those victories last week were all over the Miss Budweiser. They matched out in every single race. This time, they are separated.
And Heat 1A here just a few minutes ago, it was the Miss Budweiser winning its first heat of the day. Smokin' Joes is trying to, of course, keep pace, but he's not going to get away from the Pico American Dream, who's the defending champion of this particular event, because here comes Phil Wack to challenge.
And he is trying to chip away at that lead that Smokin' Joes has. He's got to really control that boat on the outside of the course. He's got a lot of pressure because he's trying to keep a higher speed. He's got about 3.5 to 4 boat lengths on the second place boat, Dave Villwock. There you can see him coming out of the rooster tail there. A good ride for Mark Tate, and he is not backing off, even with a little margin of victory in his favor.
Here's Mike Hansen out of Madison, Indiana in DeWalt Tools. They are currently running 4th as we look at our leader, Mark Tate, who on our Zodiac lap speed shows 143 miles an hour.
Look at that. We have seen a lane change. Pico American Dream has now gone to the inside to try to get a shorter course to run against the Smokin' Joes. 143 is pretty decent speed in these conditions for the Smokin' Joes team.
And they're running with Smokin' Joes first, Pico's American Dream second, the T-Plus engine treatment currently is 3rd.
Rough conditions on the course, and you can see the Smokin' Joes gets a little bit roughed up on the turn, but settles down on the straightaway. These boats are actually riding on a pocket of air. Now, they said earlier they are not concerned about the light falling rain. What they are concerned about is the wind, and if the wind should all of a sudden pick up, you can see from one end to the other underneath the Smokin' Joes as she comes out of the turn. It's the wind that would pick the boat up and fly it like a kite. They are literally tiptoeing back and forth on those sponsons. You can see from one end to the other, as we told you earlier. Look at that. See how she kind of lifts up in the front? Well, fortunately, she's coming home because the checkered flag is out for the Smokin' Joes. Mark Tate is bringing home a winner for 400 points. That puts him even with the Miss Budweiser.
Yes, the Fruit of the Loom scoreboard shows that the Smokin' Joes, by a 400-point victory, maintains that 514-point lead over Bud.
Little fog for the T-Plus, but none for our winner, Mark Tate, driving the Smokin' Joes. Let's get words from him.
Mark, that's a good start to a day. The boss hasn't won in Seattle. Maybe he'll do it in the rain.
Well, yeah, this is unusual racing here in the rain, but first time in a long time we've had to do it. The water conditions are hard to read out there, but we got a heat win with the camel-powered Smokin' Joe.
And I'm sure Ken Dryden is happy. The Miss Elam, as you see there, getting put back on the trailer. Her maiden voyage complete.